Well, hello everyone. It's Gianni back again with another meditation. Thank you for joining me. As you can see, I have some candles set up. I have one with an image of Jesus on it, one with his mother Mary, and a guardian angel in between. It was Mother's Day. It just passed. But the reason I set that up today is that I had a very special day today. I do a weekly meditation Mondays at noon for Zoom for Metamorphosis. There's a studio near here in Valcarin called Metamorphosis. We used to do it there every Monday in person, but since the outbreak, now we do them through Zoom every Monday at noon. Anyway, for today, that's what I did, and so we started out doing cards first. I always like to do that. Let everybody pick a card and see what they get, and I've learned that you always get the message that you need. So I did my card, and I was very surprised and overwhelmed with the card I picked. I got the Jesus the Divine Healer card. Jesus the Divine Healer card. So I instantly knew that was validation that he was with us before we even started the meditation, and that he was going to join us. At least he was in our presence. So I was pretty overwhelmed by that. Just to start off, it's like, okay, I guess he's here. But as you know, with every meditation that I do, I never have anything planned out. I allow things to flow. Whatever's meant to happen will happen. I call on our guides and our angels and our ascended masters to be with us, and I allow them to speak through me, and whatever message is meant to come through comes through. Same with the cards. I don't pick the cards ahead of time. If I'm called upon to pick one of the cards, I pick them. Just randomly, whatever card I feel moved to pick, that is the one I get, and that's how it works. So nothing's planned. Everything is authentic and real, and I feel like that is the best way to do it. That way it's just, I'm all about authenticity. So I've learned that everything works out in divine order. So I'm able to trust, and so yeah, everything works out. So for today, I started the meditation. I didn't know what was going to happen, but as usual, I call upon our guides and our angels. I almost always do that. I feel like that is what I'm called to do, so that is usually what I do. So, but today, what happened was I just got the message that he was making his presence known. Like I wait for my guides to give me something to say, or if I wait to see something, I wait to hear something, and I just go with that. So for this one, the only thing I heard was Jesus. That's the name I heard. I heard that 3 times before I even said anything, and I kind of hesitated because I was like, I don't know if I've never been graced with his presence to my knowledge. Like I always call upon guides and angels and ascended masters to be with us, and I felt the presence of many angels around us, many loving beings. But today, And so I'm still taken aback, still struggling to find the words. It's been many hours, but still struggling to find the words. Um, yeah, today I got the message that Jesus was there and he wanted me to uh, announce that he was there. So, after the third time I heard that name, I'm like, okay. So I explained or expressed that he was there with us, making his presence known, and he wanted me to let it be known that he is with us. And then I just found myself channeling a message from him. So it was a very powerful day, a very powerful meditation. Um, I didn't record it. It wasn't recorded, so I'm sorry about that. But take my word for it that it was a very powerful meditation, even more than usual, and it did really happen. And so the reason I'm mentioning all this is that I want you guys to all to understand that everything I do here is real and authentic and not scripted, not fake, not by design. It's all part of the divine plan, like Creator's plan. So when I call upon our guides and our angels to be with us and our ascended masters, they really do join us. The more I thought about it, I like throughout the day, like I had to take a good rest after that meditation because I was just overwhelmed with everything. Because it's very humbling to think that he was here in my presence and wanted to speak through me. But I've done a lot of work on myself, I guess, to get to this point, and I've been told that he will, and I've been told that he would come to me when I was ready for it. So I guess I'm ready for it. I was also just gifted an eagle feather a few days ago. So lots of amazing things have been happening for me. That's a very prestigious honor. That's like I said, an eagle feather that was gifted to me doesn't happen to very many people. So it must have been for a reason. And I feel like it's because I've been doing a lot of extra work on myself to better myself, to do as much good as I can, especially this time with the virus and everything. So I've been doing lots of meditations, making lots of videos, uplifting videos. So anyway, that's why I feel like I was rewarded for the feather. And I guess that's why Jesus made his presence known to me as well and spoke through me. So yeah, the more I thought about it after I had a good sleep, it makes sense because I call upon the Ascended Masters as well every time, just about every time. And he is one of the Ascended Masters. He is one of the historical figures. And this is not about religion. Doesn't matter what you believe in. He is a historical figure. He came here. He, at the very least, spread peace, spread love, spoke about all that, and his name is recognized the world over for all that he did. And so yeah, I don't look at any of this as religious. I look at it as more spiritual. So yeah, I want you to understand that this is open to anybody and everybody. We are all souls. We are all spiritual beings, and we all have access to our angels, to our guides, to the Ascended Masters. We just need to ask them for guidance, call on them for help, and they are there. They are there. They're there to help us and to serve us and to support us and comfort us and give us what we need in terms of support and the energy and guidance, everything. So, so yeah, I guess it's not too surprising that if you're calling on them to be there, that they are there, that they make themselves there, or make themselves known to be there. And like I always know that I've always known that like everything I do is real, and um, so I know it all works. I know the cards work. I know you always get the cards you need, um, and just sometimes I'm just overtaken by the power of it all. But just by receiving the Jesus card to begin with, that was super powerful because I knew that like that card is there for a reason, uh, and it was, and he was letting me know he's there, and later on he let me know again that he's there. So I want you guys all to understand that when we call upon our angels and our guides and ascended masters or ancestors, all these loving beings, know that they are there. They are there. They're not. We're not just saying words here. We're not just going through the motions. We're not just pretending. We're not just imagining. Like it's real, and I want you guys to understand that you are worthy to call upon your guides and your angels and ancestors and the ascended masters. Um, they're pure love. At our core, that's what we are. But we go through this human form, and we go through challenges sometimes, and we need help every once in a while. We need support, and that's why they're there. They're pure beings of divine love, and we have every right to call upon them for support, for encouragement, for strength, and don't think that you can't or you shouldn't or anything like that. Yes, it's very humbling. Yes, it's very powerful. Uh, but I mean, they are love. They have there is no judgment. There's nothing but love. So it is only right, and it's okay to call on them for love, for assistance, for help, for anything. You can call upon them, and they will be there for you. Um, sometimes you will. Sometimes you will call on them, and maybe you have some doubts deep down, but they will give you signs. All you need to do is be open to receiving them, be open to accepting them, know that they are there, and they give you signs to confirm that they are there. It's just a matter of being, like I said, being accepting of them, knowing them to be true. So whether you start seeing numbers, like recurring numbers, or feathers on the ground, or you might see something or hear something. Whatever avenue they use to connect with you, you'll know when you ask yourself, like, oh, well, when something sticks out and you, it just sticks out to you and it grabs your attention, you'll know that that is their way of getting your attention. And then sometimes your brain will come in and second guess it and say, oh, that can't be real, that's just a coincidence, or maybe it's this, or maybe that, and you'll try to rationalize it sometimes, but don't rationalize it. Go back to your initial acknowledgement, your noticing of that sign. That is what counts. It is a sign. You know that it's a sign. Don't second guess it. It's a sign. For me, it was a perfect example today. I got the Jesus card. Like I said, not an accident, not by fluke. Like that, there's a purpose behind it. So just take that. You want proof that he's there? Well, there you go. There you go. You just got the Jesus card. He's there. And then, like I said, I open up, have a clean slate. I ask my guys to speak through me or show me or let me know what to do. And that's all I hear is his name repeated. So again, it's just confirmation that he's there. You ask and you get the confirmation. Like, I've done a lot of work to get to this point. I've done a lot of meditating, a lot of spiritual work, many years. But my message to you is that I thank you for coming here, for listening to my meditations, for trusting in me, for supporting me. But I want you all to know that you can call upon your guides and angels yourselves as well. Like when you're at home, before you go to bed, you can pray. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be religious. If you are religious and that's what you resonate with, that's great. But if you're not, you can still do it. These are loving beings. They are there for everyone, not just for one religion and not another. They are there for all of us, to support us. So you call on whatever resonates for you, whether it's the angels or ascended masters or animal guides or even unicorns. That's one thing I want to let you know, is that the imagination is key to everything. Your imagination, there are no limitations with your imagination. Anything is possible in your imagination, and that's why it's so powerful. Imagine living in a world where anything is possible. If you live through your imagination, literally everything is possible. You can imagine anything, and why not? So that's where you want to be in. That's where you want to stay in. You don't want to put limitations on how things are, or what you can do, or what you can't do, or what can happen, or what can't happen. When you have your imagination, when you focus on that, when you use that, there are no limitations. There are no barriers. And that's when your guides and your angels can speak more clearly through you. You can say it's from your imagination, or you're just imagining it. I would let you know that they might be contacting you using your imagination, but they do that because your imagination is open. There are no limitations. That's how they can get through. If they try to connect with you on a different level, maybe you would second guess it more. You'd use your mind and analyze things. But through your imagination, they are able to flow through you more easily. So the other message I want to let you know is, what you get what you get. Don't look for expectations. Don't have expectations. Just when you call upon your guides, when you call upon your angels or anyone else, just be open to anything. Everyone has different gifts. Some people can hear things, some people can see things, some people can feel things. Whatever the case is, everyone is different. Everyone has their own gifts. So your guides and angels will communicate to you through the gifts that you know best. Whatever your gifts are, that's what they'll use. So if you're more visual, maybe you'll be able to see them, or see something, see colors. If you're a feeler, you just sense things, they'll speak to you that way. They'll communicate to you that way, and you'll just feel their presence. And it'll be more than a feeling. It'll be so real to you that you'll know they're there. You just feel it. There's no denying it. Some people hear things. Uh, they might hear their name, or uh, whatever way they choose to contact you. Just be open to receiving it, and don't think that you're going crazy or there's something wrong with you or anything like that. And don't let anybody else tell you that either. Um, anything is possible. Keep your mind open. Keep your heart open. Stay open. That's why I say. That's why I talked about the imagination, because just live through your imagination. Like, yeah, we live in, you can say, the quote unquote real world, but I mean, you can't see your soul, but you have one. Not even you have one. You are one. You are one. You're a spiritual being in physical form. You have a physical body and you can feel it and you can touch it, but you are a soul. You are an eternal soul. You come here to learn. You come here to grow. I've done enough work in this area to know these to be true. I'm not here to preach or anything like that. It's just these are truths that I've learned, and so some people might tell you that, oh, you're crazy for even thinking you have a soul. You can't see it. How do you know? Oh, you're just imagining things. Well, like I had an out of body experience about 15 years ago, and that's how I opened up. That's how I started my real spiritual journey. I mean, it's hard to describe if you haven't had one, but basically, I became aware that, like, I felt my, I'm going to say, body rising up and floating out of the room that I was in. But it wasn't my physical body. That was my soul. That was my spirit. I've never felt anything like that before in my life, and I didn't talk to anybody else about it. I didn't know how to explain it. I just knew something pretty amazing happened. Like, it was just life-changing experience. So that's when I started doing research and looked up everything I could find on souls, on spirituality, out-of-body experiences, dreams, like past lives, like anything and everything I could possibly think of that was anywhere close to whatever I experienced. Like I've had psychic dreams before that, so that made me, I guess that made me aware of different things before that. But this one really helped me to realize that I am a soul, and we go on spiritual journeys every night. Well, we are on a spiritual journey now, but we travel at night. We leave our bodies at night, whether we remember or not. I guess I just became aware of it at that time. And I mean, I don't know how you can prove that. If you were trying to prove it to someone, like, oh yes, I had this out-of-body experience and I can prove it. I mean, I don't know how it can convince you other than to tell you, I know it happened. Like, if it happen to you, or if it happens to you, you'll know. There's no denying it. There's no questioning it. Like, something special happened, and it wasn't your imagination. Like, you felt it, you knew it. It was beyond anything you could ever imagine. So anyway, so I didn't know what I was going to do today. I knew that I had to talk about this meditation I had today, where Jesus connected with me. Um, and a part of me, it's hard to even say that. Like, you know, I, I don't know how else to describe it. That's what happened. He came through in the cards, and he came through. That's the voice I heard. That's the sound I heard. That's the message I heard, and so that's what I expressed during the meditation. I've learned that just express whatever comes to me. You call on them, you ask for their support and their guidance, and then I step out of the way and I allow whatever to come through me. So that's what happened. So if it can happen for me, it can happen for you. It's just a matter of, I guess, being open, being ready for that, and not questioning it. Don't doubt it. And I mean, everybody's experiences are different. You'll get whatever you need to get, whatever you're ready for, whatever you're prepared for, whatever you're meant to get. Whether some people might be meant to receive a kind of message like that, and some people that wouldn't serve them for whatever reason. Everything's in divine order. This is my story, and I felt I needed to share that. Uh, so So yeah, I guess this is what has happened today, and I guess this is the message I was meant to convey, and I was meant to convey it in this manner. So I hope it brings you a deep sense of peace and comfort to know that everything I talk about, everything I do is real. And when we visualize, that's another thing I should mention. If you've heard my meditations before and we visualize angels around us or working with us, and they're infusing us with their energies, all these different visualizations, just know that this work that we do is real. Like, people might say it's just our imagination, but it's real. um, when you work with Reiki energy, like form energy healing, or Shambhala energy, another multidimensional form of energy healing, I mean, it's hard to prove it. Like, you might not. It's hard to explain. All I know is that I was drawn to it. I use it, and it works. That's all I know. And when we imagine these healing energies, and we imagine opening up to them and receiving them, like, we really do. Like, the energy is there. We are receiving angel energy or divine energy, whatever energy we're calling upon, whatever energy comes. It really happens. I know it might be hard for some people to understand, might be hard for some people to accept, but I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. Like, whatever resonates with your heart and resonates with your soul, I mean, more power to you, and, follow your heart, follow your passion, follow your soul, and, that's all good for you. And I'm just here to share what happened with me, what is happening with me, what my path is, what my journey has been like, truths that I've learned, that truths that are like, I see them as universal truths. I know them to be universal truths. But sometimes I've learned that people have to learn things on their own. Like, I can tell you something that I've learned that I know to be true. Um, But it's up to you if you want to receive that, accept that, and take it as fact. I mean, that's completely up to you. Um, and there's no pressure. There's no. I mean, it is what it is. If it resonates with you, great. And if not, well, then this is my journey. This is my path. Um, all I would say is I would encourage you to try not to form beliefs ahead of time. Like, don't have preset ideas about things. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit anything. Um, we're all free to believe whatever we want to believe. It's a free country, free world, and nobody can tell you any different. Like, you can believe whatever you want. For me, these things that I do, like the cards that I work with, the meditations that I do, these are not things that I believe in. They are things that I know to be true. I've done them long enough to know that they work. I know they help me. I know they help others. I've seen it. I've lived it. And for me, all I can say from my perspective is that the more open you are to these kinds of things, the more open you are to anything, the more you can learn, the more you can grow. Having beliefs will block you. Having doubts will block you, because you're only going to seek out things that go along with your beliefs, right? And you're going to doubt anything else or block anything else. So, I mean, if you're interested in any of this, I encourage you to, when you're ready, and when you feel like that is what your soul is calling you to do, what resonates with you, then like I said, I encourage you to follow that message and trust that message. So yeah, sometimes there's like no way to explain things with words, like in human form, because there's just some things you just know, or some things you just feel, some things you have an inner knowing. Some things just resonate, some things they're just divine. And so yeah, what happened today was divine, and I'm grateful for it. I'm thankful for it. I feel very blessed, very honored, very humbled, and it encourages me to, it motivates me and inspires me to continue to do this work. For me, it's not even work, but to do this, to continue following my path and trying to be as authentic as it can be, as real as I can be, trying to allow whatever messages to come through me, to allow them to flow without judgment. It's another message I want to get out to people. Try not to judge. I mean, we are in human form, and sometimes we have a tendency to judge what other people are saying or doing, or what they're not saying, or what they're not doing. We judge ourselves for what we're saying or doing or not doing. We too often judge. But just like our loving beings have told us, thou shalt not judge, right? Um, we are not here to judge. We are here to learn and to grow and to be the presence of love. And there's no judgment in love. So um, I hope and I pray that we all learn not to judge. We learn to just live in a place of love and acceptance. Um, Allow everybody to have their own beliefs or their own values, their own ways of looking at life, without feeling like others have to impose their will on them or impose their views on them. I'm not here to do that. Like I said, I'm just here to convey whatever messages I get, whatever happens to me. I do this. I say all this in the hopes of helping you. So, if and when anything like this happens to you, you well, just so you know, you're ready to experience whatever happens. You'll help you realize you're not alone. Basically, I did all this because this is what happened to me. This is real. This is it. So I'm letting you know. And I think it's important to have honest talks like this. So it just normalizes everything. Then maybe people won't question it so much. They won't judge it so much because it'll become normalized. And I mean, so many people pray to Jesus every night, or they pray to God, or they pray to whatever they believe in. So why would it be so hard to believe that these loving beings would communicate with us in their own way, in a way that we can understand? Like all those prayers that we pray, know that they are heard, and it's just a matter of believing it, I guess, having faith in it, being receptive to these messages, to know that you prayed to help you get through something, and then you wake up the next day and you feel like, oh well, nothing happened. I prayed, and I don't know, I really expected something more, but I mean, you woke up, you got through that night, and now you have the energy to keep you through that day or take you through that day, and you asked for that extra energy to help you through that, and you received it. It's just maybe you're not even aware of it, but it could be something as simple as that. That's how they help you. That's one way they can help you, but they can help you in so many different ways. Another message I want to express is that we pray and we call on all these guides and angels thinking that they're outside of us, but they are within us. They are with us. They are among us. You can say they are us. Like we we ask for their support. We ask for their strength. We communicate to them. Sometimes we just say the prayers in our minds, and it's like we're telepathically talking to them. So it's like they are within you. They can hear you. When you ask for the strength to get you through things, and that you receive that strength and you get through those things, it's because they are with you. You have that energy within you. The Creator is within you. We all too often think they're outside of us, but they are with us. They are a part of us. They are us. Like we are all one. We are all connected. So, hopefully you guys enjoy this little talk that I had. Um, this is what came out today. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. I hope it helps you. I hope it serves you. At the very least, I hope you feel, like I said, comforted and just know that anything is possible. Anything is possible. And be open to receiving messages, be open to receiving the blessings, and you'll know it when you see them. And like I said, if you feel like, well, I never see anything, or I never hear anything, I never get these messages that you're talking about. Your guides and angels can communicate to you in many different ways. You'll know when you know. You'll know when you know. You'll know when it's there. And sometimes we block ourselves. Sometimes we don't think we deserve to see these things. We don't think we're ready, or we're afraid of seeing these things, or we have doubts within us, subconscious doubts, or I don't know, all these things could block us. But at the end of the day, if you're meant to receive a sign, you will. So don't put any pressure on it. Just, it's in divine order. If you're meant to, you will. And you'll know when you know. And if not, well, if it's not part of your plan, then it's not part of your plan. But I would say that the more of this spiritual work that you do, the more meditation that you do, the more you try to better yourself, the more you try to be authentic and open yourself up, the more you try to connect with them, they will find a way to communicate with you. If you're open to it, they will come. That's what it really comes down to. If you're open, they will come. You're open and you're asking, they will be there. It's just a matter of being receptive. And just go with what you get. Release your expectations, as I mentioned earlier. You don't have to be blown away. It doesn't have to be something very apparent, like something that jumps out at you in this 3D world, and like you can poke it or touch it because it's just right in front of you. It doesn't have to be like that to be real. Sometimes you just feel it. Sometimes you just know it. And you can call it faith, you can call it whatever you want, but all right, well, I should probably stop. I've gone on for almost 45 minutes. I do have a deck, a Living Words from Jesus deck, which I don't use very often. Just haven't had a chance to use it much. But I think after everything today, I'm going to use it. So this is a collection of messages or words that Jesus had said. Your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things. So I take that message as he's with us. He's sitting right beside us. He has his hands on our shoulders. comforting us. He's supporting us. He knows we need His help. We need the Ascended Masters. We need the angels. We need our guides. Every once in a while, we need to be reminded that we're not alone, that we are supported. And they are there to remind you that that you're not alone. They also want you to know that you have everything within you. But to get there, you need to be supported, and so. Yeah, beautiful card. He is with us. We're always trying to connect with something more than us, more than ourselves. And He gets that, and He's there with us. And another message. Ask and it shall be given you. So if you would like to connect more with your guides, ask, call on them, be ready for them. Don't be afraid of them. Accept them. Be ready for the messages. Accept the messages. Trust the messages. Don't question the messages. Ask and it shall be given to you. You are worthy. You are a divine being yourself. And have fun with it. Play with it. Like, this is very serious work that we're doing, but at the same time, we are we are young at heart. We have our children within us, by the spirit of children within us. We're all children once. And when we were children, anything was possible. We used our imagination, we ran around, we had fun, we didn't worry. And we had imaginary friends, we talked to them, and we were just so open to everything, like no limits, anything was possible. And I think that's one of the messages from this card, is it's healthy to be like that. Yes, it's serious, but it also helps to approach it with the eyes of a child, where anything is possible. And finally, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove. So that's all about faith. And that's really what it comes down to. Faith. Some things you can't really prove, but you don't have to prove, because you have that faith. And that faith can get you through anything. I like to call it inner knowing, like knowledge. It's not just faith. It's a knowing. So just know that you are loved. Know that you are supported. Know that you are not alone. Know that you are a divine being. The Creator is there to remind you. The angels are there to remind you. Spirit guides, animal guides, all different forms. Ascended Masters, they're all there to support you, to work with you, to help you, to comfort you, to guide you. And it all comes down to staying open and having faith. Knowing that they're there. So there you go. I want to thank everyone again for listening to all this. Sorry you went on for a while, but this is what was meant to come through. So, hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to hearing other stories from you guys. If you have any stories you'd like to share, or if you have any comments, let me know. All right, thank you very much. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.